the chance to chase that up, but like I'm seeing him a lot everywhere lately.
What Andrew Tate thing?
Andrew Tate's been on BBC again, and there was some interview. It was like a long 10-minute interview.
Not even long. It got cut short.
Really?
Basically, BBC. Well, he let BBC into his house to interview him. And this was his first official public interview since he'd been released, didn't it?
Yeah.
And then
You're speaking to this woman.
Yeah, and he didn't like the way the woman was trying to control the conversation.
I saw that. Yeah,
so like, listen, man, I invited you. This is an equal, conversation.
Like platform. Yeah,
it's not you trying to have your authority because I let you into my home, blah blah blah. I'm actually granting you a platform, your platform. You know, your first rights and interview, blah blah. And the guy was like, listen, man, I can't, bro. And then they just cut the interview short.
Yeah, because I've been seeing that lately, like everywhere, and I was just kind of like, why is this circulating? And there's a few things I've been seeing circulating on the internet, innit? I just hadn't a chance to chase that up. So basically, it was after the whole. What was he doing again? Was he smug? He was a smug.
Apparently.
Allegedly.
He was in holding cell for a time, though, isn't it?
Yeah, whilst the investigation was going on, innit? But he's out, so that. Not saying he's right or wrong, but that basically means he's.
That's not saying he's not guilty yet, or it's not saying he's not guilty.
He says he's innocent, but he's just not guilty.
It's just like man's in limbo right now. That's
but I don't want to even accuse him of that because that's a serious accusation.
It's a different kind of crime.
Even if you come out like as innocent, it's still going to be a slight taint on you because you're like, bro, like why would they? Like, what could have tipped them off for that? That means there must be something there for them. You get me?
That's a wild question to ask. Well, anybody be like, are you?
It's like a rape charge. Like it's hard to even if you get proven.
It's hard to get those wrong though, man. It's hard to get those wrong still. Like think about like R. Kelly. Like so many people get accused of things. It's like so many cases. How could they have got this wrong?
What's you man's boy's name again? Manu.
What to say,
brother? You be careful with that shit.
Manu. Greenwood, yeah.
That's you man's boy.
That's
like
not man's boy still. That is not man's boy.
That's him still.
Okay.
That's a Man United player. I don't know that nigga.
A very good Man United player.
Yeah. Yeah.
One we could need right now.
That's so good need.
So like,
bro, he's wifing off. He's marrying the girl, isn't it?
I know, but it's almost a thing where now do we just feel like, like you was in questioning for a minute, you know? So is it a thing where
no, with something like that,
it doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Yeah, exactly. With something like
saying.
With something like that, you need to take all of the like clues into consideration. Where like look at the situation of the girl, and the girl could have been. I'm not saying she is, but she could have been any nobody. Where like, bruv, you're with a Premier League footballer who's on X amount at this age, and his stock is mad, like his potential is mad. He's only gonna get, you get me, better from here. He might be like doing bits for your family where like you and your extended family are good now because of him. Cool. This rape, I'm not saying it's right, but this rape thing's come or whatever's happened between you guys, and apparently. It was the girl's dad that's basically said, listen, man.
Yeah, he was dousing the flames and that.
Yeah, he's like, listen, man, let's drop the charge, blah, blah, blah. Because dad's looking like, yo, bro, this is
man, they're fucking up the money.
Fucking up the bread. Again, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but that's, for me, the way I look at that situation is like, yeah, maybe there is, like, you get me, the raping that went, not rape, but the domestic violence went on. But for it to be dropped, the case to be dropped now, and him being with the girl, is like, there's some inside stuff going on.
Yeah, because I feel like if you stayed, if think it changes a lot when he's staying with her compared to if he's just to leave. It's kind of like, was there some hush money involved?
Yeah, he stayed. Like, this is mad, you know. This
scenario
is mad.
It could be some money, but then it also could be things like, and again, there's like one of them Chris Brown things where, okay, you are at a certain age. It doesn't excuse what you've done, but take into consideration where they, being of a certain age, there's just certain things that your brain is not understanding fully. So think of like, you know, these youths now carrying knives and weapons and that, yeah. At that age, you're not really thinking of the consequences of what you're doing, but they're gonna, if they get caught, they're gonna suffer those consequences into their adult life. And in their adult life, that's probably when they realize, you know what I was doing back then was wrong, blah, blah, blah. So they haven't fully matured. Again, we're not saying that excuses it. What you've done is still wrong. But it's like, okay, maybe he didn't have the right guidance around him. Maybe that's not something that's ever been discussed. Like, listen, as like his parents growing up, listen, man, there's a way to treat ladies. This is what you do. This is what you don't do, blah, blah, blah. So all of that needs to also be taken into consideration, whatever judge is doing the case. But yeah, it's just best factors to consider for something like that. Whereas if it's like an R. Kelly thing, or what's that other old guy from Cosby? Or Cosby
I
thing.
thought he was gonna say Jimmy Savile.
all Jimmy, like all these are grown men who
Philip Schofield.
they know right from wrong. You get me? They've been and they're basically using their position. They're using their position like to the advantage. Yeah, like I got bread. I can get you this. I can get you this role.
Like give me what I want. Even the videos we heard about him talking to his girl, it's like why are you not doing this? Why are you not doing that? Like fucking, I'm thinking, brother, this guy's moving mad.
Sounds mad.
Greenwood.
Yeah,
it just sounded stupid to me.
It sounded, but it's mad. Like
it sounded mad.
It's mad.
So entitled, so like expecting.
Yeah.
Like brother,
but it sounds childish.
Yeah,
that one. But the older ones, that's more like manipulative. That's more like what's the word? There's another word I'm looking for, but that's more like sinister. The older ones, like a Bill Cosby, or for me, I'm not saying one's worse than the other, but one I'm looking at is like, this is a young guy who's got bare bread and he thinks he's entitled to shit. And he doesn't know how to treat women. Whereas the older ones, they're like, nah, this thought going back into this.
Yeah, there's certain types of women that I can manipulate a certain way just because of my position. There's some other girls that it's harder. Do you get me? Or I can't do it because they hold themselves to a certain standard. But there's certain women that unfortunately are probably bit weak or a bit
lower self-esteem.
Yeah, low self-esteem, insecure, or they've got some problems, and I'm going to take advantage of them.
Yeah.
And they've kind of targeted those types of women that as soon as they see me, they faint. As soon as they see me, they're like, oh my God, this person's like, got them. I can make this person do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Or they're broke financially, and it's like, oh, listen,
Once they start
do you want 10K? Do you want 5K? Do you want this new role? Do you want this new job?
Yeah.
Like this is how this industry works. I'm be honest. I've been there for a while. I know what I'm talking about. And they trust these people, and they take advantage. That's what happened with Philip Schofield. Well, allegedly.
I don't really know what happened.
His thing's a bit different though.
So go on. You sound like you got
basically. He was actually.
He's done Good Morning Britain thing.
Yeah. Well, he's not in it anymore.
Was it Good Morning Britain?
Good Morning Britain.
I don't know.
ITV one in it. So yeah, Good Morning Britain.
He's even got his name. Even sounds like a. If you really deep it.
But I said what?
I want to know. It sounds like one of those.
Suspicious.
Like a suspicious name.
What? Philip Schofield.
Schofield.
It's like his name was made to be in the papers. No, but like him. Obviously, for those who don't know, he does obviously the morning reports on ITV with Holly Willoughby in it. And what happened was that there's this guy, an influencer called Jack.
Is it Jack?
Something else. Jack Jones. So Jack Jones is like a.
Oh, you're talking about the guy that exposed him.
He's like a social media influencer. Obviously, pranks, all of that stuff there. And
this is gangster.
He was actually
he did people, so weren't even the feds.
Bro, it was so funny because when you look at the video, he didn't even plan any of that
you're not going deep enough.
Oh, can we get there, bro?
Crazy.
Yeah, you need to take your time.
Mad.
You should just let me speak.
No, but
that
bro,
shit
like
there.
because there's more.
Let me get there, bro.
Is this shit recorded?
Let me get there. Let me get there.
You caught that shit.
That shit was crazy.
I need the evidence.
Yo,
basically, he got. This is why it's actually crazy because the video, the reason why I'm linking this guy is because basically he was celebrating, he got 1 million subscribers in it. You need to time.
No, that was crazy. Sorry, that was mad.
No, deep it.
No, deep it.
Let's stop using the word.
Let's stop using it. Man, lean forward and bro.
Give it like 5 minutes until we can really use that word again.
Woo!
That was on like.
That was on timeout.
Yeah, that's crazy. I can't lie. That's mad.
But yeah, so basically he celebrated millions of subscribers at the time of the video. So he's just gone to a random spot and obviously he's popped like a mad confetti. So it's like, obviously, he does dumb shit a lot of times. And that's how